Folks, the tales of the Saitama Wolfpack are legendary at this point. We had the original Saitama, which famously ran up to a $7.7 billion market cap before spectacularly exploding when it turns out that Max Hernandez, the programmer, didn't know how to program a wallet. Russell Armand, Manny the Hitman, Nam Tran have all been caught by the feds. It's just an incredible story, and there are a lot of investors who were wrecked in the process. However, there's been attempts over and over again to bring back an homage and a revival of sorts to everything that was or had been happening. There were a number of people who were in for too long, who didn't see the forest for the trees, that just whiffed and missed. But the name itself resonated and stuck with people. So we're going to talk today about the next relaunch of the Saitama Wolfpack. Now, if you follow me, then you know that I've talked about this many different times. The first time I talked about it, Faltron did a community takeover on something that was launched by somebody else. And he tried to make it a go, and in fact, it ran up to over a $20 million market cap before retracing its way back down. Well, after that, Faltron didn't want to put up with the headache, and of course, there's a lot of headache that goes into every Saitama project. Some of it forced, some of it unforced. So it was given over to a team who then they relaunched the project again and decided, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to turn this into something a little bit different. We want to homage what had happened here, and we want to homage Saitama in some way. But what we really care about is the Wolfpack. And from there, it turns out that that contract was not the best of contracts because it didn't provide them with the necessities that they had in order to make things happen. And, you know, when you're forward thinking, or when it's your first time, when you're getting into it, you don't know. So you're trying to find your way through something, and, you know, there was a mistake made. So let me introduce you to, this is the third iteration. We'll call this Saitama Wolfpack V3. Now, as far as it goes, everything has been redesigned to be remodeled. One Punch Man is no longer anywhere close to it. This is about the community, not about any kind of IP or anything like that. Now, at the same time, you guys might remember famously, I had a big problem with what was going on because they were making some videos, and those videos, for whatever reason, were attacking one of the investors. I'm not a fan of that. By the way, make sure you hit the like button on the way in and leave a comment down below letting me know that you are a fan of the Wolfpack and Saitama. So anyway, so they make a video, and the video in itself it just wasn't funny. It was, you know, it was something, but it wasn't something funny. It was really an attack on somebody else. And one of the old hats, I guess, in it decided for himself that he was going to attack an investor. And it was a very large investor. So let me point out that at one point, that Saitama Wolfpack V2 was over 2.5 cents. It was trending, it was sending. And they decided that that's when they were going to release this cartoon. And they were not paying attention to the room, if you will. And what happened was, immediately, the person who was offended started selling their tokens, because it turns out they were one of the major investors in it, because they always, like me, believe in the name Saitama. And then along with them, there were friends that they had who were doing the same thing. Everybody saw this, and what did they do? They dumped their tokens, and then that, of course, wrecked the chart. However, what the team then did is they reached out to me. I told them what the problem is. I said, hey, look, you can't do that. It's inappropriate to talk about investors like that. Whether you like them or not, doesn't really. You're supposed to be professional. You're supposed to be above the fray. So they said, you know what? We're going to course correct, and we're going to fix this. So I have that conversation. Then I reach out to, and we'll name him Faltron. I reach out. He says to me, like, you know what? If they do the right thing, then, you know, maybe we can, you know, maybe we can salvage something here, right? So then the next video comes out, and it's even worse than the first video. So they took the information, didn't do anything with it. Well, that caused a change in management yet again, because the people that are on the team were not looking out for you, the investor, okay? One of them was, I think, and that's Tom. And I think that he's been a good guy through all of this, just really wants to see some success for the people that got wrecked previously off of the previous site. Like, that's really all this is about. So let me introduce you now to Saitama V3. Okay, this is called Saitama Wolfpack. Everything has been stripped down to something different, and let me just show it to you, and you guys decide if this is the investment for you. So first of all, let me say this. There was a big pump that happened the other day, and let me also state that they are motivated to make this thing work. Now, there's going to be some information I'm going to give you, but if you take a standard fib retracement here, you can see that it came down to the 786. Now, generally what that means is you're probably going to get a secondary pump, takes you back up into this range right here, probably comes back down here, and then it probably breaks out to that all-time high one more time, and then that's when we start to see the breakout. And if we see a full-on breakout, then we're talking about 1.3 cents. If we see a full-on explosive move, then it's going to go up to at least 2 cents. It's about 4x from where it is right now. So from a chart standpoint, nothing has changed very much. And to be clear, this is not the market for something that's been around for a while to absolutely just send like crazy, especially when you're in a micro cap and you're in a very specific sort of niche. So, but here's the thing. This thing most probably runs to a 10, 20, 30, 40, $50 million market cap when we really start to see a flow and we really start to see the bull run happening. And the reason for that is because that's just what meme coins do. You throw some speculative money, throw some money at speculative asset, and you see what happens. Now, there's 100 million in total supply on the market cap. I'm going to put in the description down below where you can buy this and what the contract address is, all of the pieces that you need, okay? Now, with that being said, let's talk about what the goal is for the Saitama Wolfpack, okay? And I'm going to be kind of reading here, okay? This has been rebranded with a metallic silver logo, no focus on One Punch Man, less focus on the 2021 Saitama. But what they want to do is they're going to put a lot of focus on becoming a media production organization, making animated content as well as video productions, and not the ones that we were talking about before, not the ones that attack. You know, that was the idea. It just was implemented poorly. And they've expanded their charity, focusing on helping endangered wolves. So the focus is helping because they're trying to raise $1 million to give away to help people. So how we get the $1 million, and there's a 2% tax on all transfers, buys, and sell. So the revenue stream from that, and by the way, that's going to prevent people like Jared from Subway and those MEV bots from stealing liquidity constantly from the pool. The revenue stream of that 2% opens up the potential for longevity in this space where projects tend to pump and dump because there's no money to drive a project long term. This team will have an increasing amount of marketing money as the market cap increases, and the charitable donations will all be on video to share with the community, so each donation will hopefully inspire others to get involved in creating revenue for more giving. Now, you know from me, I'm not a fan of charity tokens, but it's not a charity token by its nature. It will have charitable donations. It will do things for wolves and for people in the world. But the point to it is it's a video production company and animated content company. So we'll start to see some stuff flowing out from them. And let me show you some of the partners and what they're doing, okay? So the idea here is no wolf left behind. Saitama Wolfpack is forging partnerships with civic organizations in the Philippines to expand its presence and support community-driven initiatives. These collaborations include charitable programs such as feeding underprivileged children through NGOs, promoting the SWP as a viable alternative to traditional payment methods. Our mission is to encourage SMEs like GrabHug, a leading food and beverage delivery platform, to adopt SWP tokens, fostering more inclusive financial ecosystem. In appreciation of their support, SWP management will gift partners companies with locked tokens for 6 months, driving cryptocurrency adoption alongside currency. So there is an idea, there is a plan in place, and you can come through here and you can start looking at some of the content that they've done. This is what they're like. They're literally out here actually making things happen with this project and within this community. So this has been something of a revolution for the project, and we will see where that goes. As you can see right now, you as an investor, look, for me, these things, what matters to me is, can it drive revenue? And the question is one of revenue, and that revenue from an animated production company doing animation for other cryptos, etc., or making its own content, whatever. The important part here is they have a revenue stream that they've created. 2% transfer, buy, and sell taxes. So there is a tax on everything, which will prevent MEVBOT, small tax, but it does help foundationally support what they're doing. And as this bull market starts to really kick off, there's going to be days when this thing has 100, 200, 500, $1 million in trade volume. If it gets a little wind behind its sails and it reduces the tax to zero at some point, then it'll go even higher. But for right now, they're trying to make it kind of a safe investment for you. So I would encourage you to go check out the new Saitama Wolfpack. Give it a chance. Like anything else, manage your own risk. It has a 600,000 market cap. I talk about 100,000, 200,000 market caps all the time because I think that those have that opportunity in this bull run to really get explosive in their gains. Now, same thing here for Saitama Wolfpack. Let's see what this does. Now, I have a bag. My bag is $400. You guys know how I do this. So mine is $400 right now, and it's $400 at this point. So let's see where this goes. If it goes to a 6 million market cap, that'll be $4,000 for me, and we'll see what we do with it. Maybe we'll do a giveaway or something like that on the channel. But in the meantime, if you were upset because of what happened with the previous Saitama Wolfpack token and the videos and stuff like that, then I would encourage you to at least consider giving this one a second glance and a second look. And if you sit on the sidelines for the moment because you want to see how it developed, fine. The question would be, have they done enough to convince you that they've made a change for the better? And I don't know the answer to that. Only you know the answer to that. But I think it's important that we always give people a second chance. And I don't think that Tom has done anything wrong either in this space or through this community. So I think that he's a man of good character. And I think that he just, didn't see the forest for the trees when it came to the other person that was putting out these horrible videos attacking another investor. And I think that that was a lesson learned. And I think that going forward, they're going to be a lot more self-aware. Also, I have agreed to do some content with them in the form of a documentary type video regarding Saitama and the history. So this is not the last time we'll be talking about them. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think that Saitama V3 now has a chance, especially considering everything that happened with Saitama, Side-chain, etc., etc.? And by the way, if your answer is no, I'm going to tell you, I think you're wrong, and I think you're wrong because you don't understand bull market. The bull market will dictate whether or not something is successful, and I think this thing has an opportunity to run. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, and remember, this is not financial advice. You have to do your own research, and I'm always ready.